going on, guys? Welcome back to Get Growing. Today's episode, we are going to be tilling the garden up. So as you saw in the intro, I already did the first step. So that is what it looks like now. And we are going to be adding some soil, and I got some topsoil on the bottom there. That's going to be obviously for the top of the bed. Once I have the garden soil mixed in, that's going to make sure that I have all the nutrients that I need. And so, yes, I know it's Miracle Grow, but you know, it's my first garden and my compost isn't done yet or ready to be mixed in. So I got to go that route this year, but by next year, the crazy amount of nutrients that's usually in Miracle Grow will have seeped out and been absorbed, and probably about 6 months from now, when I'm ready to harvest, the soil will be still in great condition to just plant directly back into it without having to do a whole lot, hopefully. And so, little update here. I had some corn seedlings. I apologize for the AC. And so I threw a couple extra little corn seedlings in there, and they're doing well. There's one right there. That's grass. And so there's that. And then over here, I do apologize for the air conditioning, but this is the seedlings. So that is the squash. I had one dud out of that, so I had a 75% germination from that. This is these top two are regular, I think they're called beefcake tomatoes, and then these are cherries. That's the alyssum, these itty bitty ones here, that's the flower. And then I got some more cherries there. This one was a dud, so nothing sprouted from there, so I planted some peas, because I figured, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna plant some sugar snaps, because sugar snaps are amazing. And so I'm gonna post the camera up while I get all these dead grass clippings and everything raked up. And then once I have all that raked, then I'm gonna pour those bags of soil over here. I'm gonna till everything up to get it well mixed. And then I'm gonna try to level everything out as much as I can. And then I'm gonna add the topsoil. And then I'm gonna let that sit for about one more day. And then I'm gonna be ready to transplant some of those seedlings. So, yeah, be right back. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna get everything kind of roughly spread out with the rake. This is just the garden soil that's gonna be mixed in here. And once I get everything spread around, we're gonna till it all up until it looks uniform. And then I'm gonna even it out and then throw the topsoil on there. So let's get to it. Always work smarter, not harder. Says the guy who can't get the last bit of soil out of the corner. And you're probably wondering why I didn't finish getting all the grass roots out. Saw a spider that was about half the size of my hand, so I said, fuck that. So we're gonna get this roughly spread out. So as you see what I'm doing, I'm trying to keep things fairly even. as I go, kind of glossing over the high spots, well, pushing the high spots into the lower spots and pulling it back and forth until it's fairly even. Now, some might say I don't need to till if I'm mixing it, but I just want to make sure I'm being thorough. Figure I might be working too hard. I'll let the tiller do the work. And if you can't tell by my breathing, I'm out of shape. All right, so we're back. So I'm gonna use, everything's already roughly spread out. Some places a little more than others, but it doesn't really matter because we're about to go in and really mix everything in and make sure it's all uniform. So, come on. All right, so next step is getting everything even and smoothed out. I want everything to be the same height. No high spots, no low spots, just spots. So you want to just drag the rake along, not really putting a whole lot of pressure on the brick. And, you know, any extra, excess bullshit, like big chunks of root, obviously just, you can get those out. Now, obviously here is a low spot, so I'm gonna go to fill this in first. That's actually pretty convenient, huh? Going back and forth like that actually gets a lot of these like big root balls in a bundle. That's convenient. I mean, it's not necessary because, a lot of this is broken up to the point where it's probably just going to break down and feed the soil. But there's enough of that stuff in there to where I can take the big clumps out. There's a lot of buildup there. Bring that back to the low area, because you don't want to have any super low spots, just because if you live in Florida, you know what a low spot does. All the water will go to that spot. So you want everything to be as even as possible. I just thought of something. Shit. I'm gonna stop here and gather my thoughts. All right, so stupid me completely forgot that you plant a garden in rows, not just one whole flat bed. So I'm going to create my rows. That way they sit a little bit higher. Easy fix, but you know, it's extra work that realistically I didn't need to do had I, you know, used my brain. It's another thing with gardening. You don't have to rush. You really don't. So I don't know why I rushed and just kept wanting to do things as quick as possible rather than taking a step back and thinking about what I was doing. You know, I guess I'm new, eager, excited, and mildly impatient. So there's one row. See, that's already making more sense. All right, so now that I've gotten it separated into rows are raised up a bit. I made sure to flatten the tops so that way when I put the topsoil on, it doesn't just run off the sides into the trenches, because that's the opposite of what we want. So last step is adding the topsoil. Just tear the top off the bag and Alright guys, so this is the finished product. As you can see, doesn't that look great? Not bad for a first timer. And as you can see, I used some stones to water it down. I just had a cinder block that I've been shooting at along with a couple other things. And so I figured I'd just break it up into a couple more pieces, weigh down that, at least for tonight, so that way tomorrow I can go and get the mulch and get it 100% finished. So that, I believe, is going to conclude our video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. All right, see you guys next time.